What is this unusual metal item? Copper and forged steel about 8 inches in diameter. Found in a rental home in Georgia, USA. My thoughts are maybe a lid for something like cookware. What is it? It's a French copper pan lid from the 1940s. I think it's a universal pan lid. They're just flat like that so you can use them with any pan. And you don't need matching cookware. Going through some old and vintage items, can anyone identify what this is? Two-pronged plug with long cord connected to stacked electrical component. I didn't find anything that seemed to go with it, like another part that attaches to it or anything. I'm really just trying to figure out if it's fine to throw away or if it's anything important. The text on the bottom says Hubble 15 ampere and 125 volts. What is it? It's an extension cord for multiple items. Plug two-prong items into the slots like petals on a flower. Just based on the Hubble logo and the plug style, I can tell it was made from 1952 to the 1960s. What is this thing found in human cremains? Metallic, 1.5 inches wide and 1 inch high. It appears to have an uneven cut and rough edges. The center has a hole recessed to the other side with light passing through it easily when held correctly. Any ideas? The phone number matches a medical device company called Salam. They are based in California, USA. Given that you said it was found in cremains, it was probably some kind of a cadaver bag tag lock. What are the posts with the chains and hooks on this track? You can sort of see in the distance there is another set of posts where the cables hook on. The cables look very sturdy, like they could withstand a lot of force or resistance. They're lined up with the lanes, so maybe the runners attach something to themselves and the cables. These cables get attached to guide blind runners, mostly found in the school for the blind. What is this tall metal structure with 3 gigantic poles in the ocean? I saw it as I was walking on Cooper's Beach in Southampton, New York, facing the Atlantic Ocean. I took a photo of it with my telephoto lens. I suspect it is thousands of feet offshore, maybe a few miles even. It looks very tall, perhaps 100 to 200 feet or even taller. Mostly made of metal is my guess. Could it be an oil rig? A wind turbine under construction? What is this thing? That is a jack-up barge. I've worked with them before. It pushes the piles down until it hits the ground, then the barge can go up and down the piles. Think of an elevated platform for the water jobs. We used it when we installed pull-off bays on a long bridge. The bridge was about 20 feet higher than the waterline, so it would jack up to bridge height, and was used to store tools, cranes, large machinery, access, etc. What is this white plastic stick that gets narrower in the middle, with small hands on both ends, given as a wedding gift for guests? The plastic is quite light, about 21 centimeters long in total, and the hand span is about 2 centimeters wide. It was received more than 10 years ago as a gift for attending a wedding. Guests only receive one of these sticks, so it's not missing a pair. What is this thing? It's a cocktail swizzle stick. We have a ton of these and have had them for ages. What is this wall plate with a circular hole and conical shape, about 6 feet up from the floor? House was built in 2002. No cables seem to be behind or coming from it. About the same size as most electric plates. It is on the 2nd floor and made of normal plastic. Any ideas? That is a piezo siren for a security system. Would be hardwired back to a security panel somewhere in the house. Those little white caps on the top and bottom pop off to reveal the screws. You can remove it and test the wire to find out where it goes. What is this thing about 3 feet tall and made of solid wood? It doesn't weigh much though, maybe 5 or 10 pounds. The arm hanging down swings and the top is just a handle. It does not move. What is it? It's a boot jack. Heel in the U-shaped groove and the other foot on the back of that to stabilize it all. Swing bit on the top of the foot and hold the hand grips. Lever the boot off the heel by lifting your booted leg up and out. What is this thing? Looks like an inverted wooden umbrella frame. Found in my parents' estate. I have tried to Google it, but can't think of a good description for it either. Thanks for any comments. It's a shinai. A Japanese sword typically made of bamboo, used for practice and competition in kendo. It is useful as a practice sword to simulate the weight and feel of a katana without injuring the user or the target. What is this brass container about 1.5 inches across in diameter? It has a hole on top and is about 0.5 inch high in height. I found this while metal detecting. Also found a lot of old medicine bottles nearby. What is it? It's a Victrola needle can from the 1920s. I believe that is to hold the used needles from the record player. Victrolas were designed to use steel needles. They were usually available in loud, medium and soft tone versions, which would vary the playing volume. Steel needles should be used only once, that is one side of one record, to avoid excessive wear of the record. What are these vertical boards along a roof above guttering in UK, England? Doesn't seem to be a leaf problem, and none is stuck behind it. Only logical use I can think of though. Any ideas? They are snowboards, usually to stop a roof full of snow that started melting whacking down on a conservatory or similar structure below, sometimes to protect pedestrians if on the street side too. What is the purpose of this old piece of pottery with a loop on top and a hole on the bottom? It's rather small, about 8 inches tall. The only side that it can stand on is the one with the hole, which looks like it may have fit a cork at one point. It was found buried in a backyard in South Carolina, USA. The home was built in the 1950s in an area that was first settled by French immigrants in the 1680s and later became a railroad town in the late 1800s. What is it? It looks like a hummingbird feeder that my mom used to make. The loop was to hang it. A stopper with a bent glass tube was used to dispense the sugar water. What is this large cast iron bracket with a swivel, found while magnet fishing? About 1.5 feet tall and 40 pounds. Maybe from a building or bridge or something railroad related. I am trying to figure out if it was attached to a building or a bridge or something else. It was near a site that was once an old rail yard and near where an old river ford was. The tube with the swivel is about 2.5 inches across. What is it? That's a hanger for line shafting in an old factory or mill. A waterwheel or steam engine would power the shafts, and the machines would be attached to the shaft for power, usually by belts. What is this thing I found at my grandparents' house? The cylinder looks like batteries could be inserted, and the end part has metal shavings in it. The handle folds up. It doesn't appear to do anything, but seems decently made with some effort made into its appearance. No inscriptions on the item. What is it? Please tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.